really reaching people in a way that I never was before, and learning that even something as simple as like not every email has to be a sell email, right? And learning that like for me that was big because I'm a YouTuber. So I post videos every weekend so I could be sending them out informative information, right? And still finding people engaged, right?
Right.
I even forgot what we were talking about because I just get emotional about it because it's very there's just so much that you helped me grow, and I made it to the 20K club. So I would say like that was like the thing.
What's up, everybody? I am so excited to be here with 20K Club member of the Ecom Sales Engine, Michelle, right? Founder and creator of Now I'm Nappy Hair Products. She has been a total rock star in the program, and want to talk to you guys a little bit about her journey to get where she's at, some of the things that have helped her, some of the things that she's learned along the way. So you guys can take advantage of some of those things as well. Right. So start things off. Michelle, right? Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure, sure. So thank you, first of all, Mike, for doing this. I'm so excited to be part of the program and still learning and evolving with my background in business. But again, my company is Now I Am Nappy, and I have a really holistic approach to hair care. And my brand is about, yes, I am selling a product, but it's more than that. It's more about education, teaching Black women how to love and accept their hair, as well as how to style it, how to manage it, keep it clean, keep it healthy, especially if anyone is suffering from like any type of scalp or hair issues. I have products for that, but I also, again, my page is tied along with a more, I would say, a different approach because I started out as a YouTuber. And so I was always been about education. So that is heavy in how I sell my products. It's really about educating women first, and then you get the product, and then you get the product with the education on how to use it. So,
Awesome, man. So it's not just about sales for you, it's also about helping women understand their bodies
yeah,
and, how to feel as good as they look.
right, right.
I love it. So tell me, what inspired you to start your brand?
Well, for me, honestly, I started on YouTube because I was suffering from so many like scalp issues, right? And I just felt like I was relaxed at the time, and I felt like there's got to be a better way. Like even if my hair is nappy, right? So that's actually where the whole term "now I am nappy" came from. My mother and everyone used to have this negative connotation, like your hair is so nappy, like you don't want to go back natural. It's nappy. It's such a negative connotation, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna accept whatever grows out of my hair, right? So if it is nappy, then that's what I am. So that's where
Mm,
that "now I am nappy" came from. So it really started from like education, just teaching again women to like, I don't know what I'm doing. Here's how I'm gonna be trying to, figure out my hair care products, and I was doing a ton of DIY stuff. And then really over the pandemic, it really, a lot of people kept reaching out to me and saying, like, you're showing us a ton of DIYs, but you should actually create something for us. They were like, we've seen how your DIYs help us. We would love if you could create a brand. And they really kind of pushed me during the pandemic because I had the time, I already had the science and the research behind it, to launch like my first product. And then almost like 30 products later, like two lines later, really there's just it was really to help women, to help them to learn to accept their hair and to not deal with toxic chemicals, and um still give them that feel of like a little bit of DIY, but also like you can also support too. So a little mix of both sides together.
yeah, there you go. No, I love that. Again, you are people focused, right? People focused, and your products are rooted in that, right? That's really solid, right? So, what were you struggling with before you joined the Ecom Sales Engine program?
Oh man. I mean, what wasn't I struggling with? That would be the better question. I would say probably the number one thing was my platform. So when I first started with you, I was still on, I don't know if I should say this, but I was still on Squarespace. And Squarespace
Woo!
allow you to it's not a shopping platform. It was great for me as a blogger, as a YouTuber, but it was
Mm,
not great as a shopping experience. So some of the major things I had with people would tell me, I can't find the cart. I can't check out. So I was still making decent, I would say average money, but like I was like, how much money am I leaving on the table? How many people are abandoning their carts because they can't even find the checkout button, right? And of course, I had again my thankful loyal YouTube subscribers who would message me and say, "I can't find the cart. Where's the cart?" But how many people who didn't know me went to the site and left? On top of that, I mean, emails. What was that? I think if I was sending out an email a month, I think I was sending out an email every 3 to 6 months. There was no emails. I had an email list, but I didn't know how to really target my audience. I felt like if I emailed them, I'd be annoying them. Um, I felt like I would, maybe one a month would be like too much, but they'd be annoyed by me. There was just so, I mean, really, you say one issue, I'm just like, I don't even know how I had a brand outside of the fact that maybe I had YouTube and that kept people like engaged with me. But outside of that, I don't feel like I was doing really anything right. I mean, if I think about even my homepage, to get to my actual storefront, it was more difficult because again, it was a blogging site. So like to navigate just that storefront, to find the storefront, to then shop the storefront, which wasn't really that great of an
right.
experience. Um, there were just so many things that I I struggled with.
Yeah, no, I mean, not, in fact, I'm going to say the vast majority of people don't have a background in e-commerce, don't have a background in digital marketing, so you don't know what you don't know. And
Yeah.
for you, again, your customers and your products were first, right? And that led to you going into sales. So you didn't necessarily know what you didn't know, but it sounds like you knew that you weren't getting enough out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think was maybe like the breaking point or the point where you're like, man, I need help? Like, what made you decide to take action?
Um, I would say the first thing to even look to find something was someone, one of my customers actually, she messaged me and said, there's got to be a better way to do what you're doing. Cause she was like, your storefront is terrible. She was like, I love you, but like upgrade and do better as a black owned business. And that kind of was like, and I like
Damn.
this person. I know this person, like I know her, know her, would say. And, I just said, okay, like, you know what? I know I'd heard of, e-marketing people, but I didn't know anybody in particular. Um, and when I joined the other Facebook group, right? I guess I stumbled on an ad or something you had on Facebook one day. I must have been researching it because they only send you stuff if you've already been typing on the on the interwebs and stuff. But literally seeing what you had to offer and really knowing that like there was no way I was gonna be able to do this on my own. Really for me was a shift. And having someone really from black woman to black woman, business owner kind of check me and be like, you're selling yourself so short and there's so much you can do just to make your website better. And I'm like, how? What? Like I'm using the template on Square, and I'm like, I'm giving an excuse, but understanding that like I didn't know how to make it better on my own, right?
Right.
And watching you, I think like I watched a couple of your like store audits on that free Facebook group, and I was just like, then I remember like going to my store and I was like, I don't even know, like it was all so wrong.
Yeah.
Store, and it really just made me feel like I have to make a change. Like I have to do better. I want to grow my business. I want to do this full time. Um, I need help, I can't do this on my own.
Yeah. Look, that's not an easy pill to swallow, right?
Yeah.
Especially entrepreneur types, we sometimes we want to do things our own way. But like you said, when someone checks you,
Yeah.
that's a, that's a moment right there. So look, there's a lot of like coaches and agencies and programs and all type of things floating around. What made you decide to work with me?
I saw your work. I saw the honesty. I felt like you actually cared about people. And I feel like as someone who really cares about people in my brand, I saw your investment, the time. Again, I see you in these stores and I mean in that other group, really breaking down people's stores, taking the time to get to know people. Also sometimes your openness, your I don't want to say bluntness, but there's a certain level of like kind of like get it together. Like this is can be better. Like I need that, right? Sometimes we're so used to people just sugarcoating everything and like, but like seeing the effects and watching people like grow, grow their brand and change their store and I don't know. I just never seen anything quite like that, and I just felt really personal. You felt really personal. You felt like really honest and truthful. And I'd seen the work that you had already done. It was there. The proof was there. Even for me, I think implementing just the little bit of changes that I could, even on Squarespace, I saw a major difference. And I was like, okay, wow, that's powerful. And that was free information you gave.
Yeah,
Most people don't give free information out in this day and age. And so that really sealed the deal for me.
I care, man. It's a gift and a curse, right?
Yes.
But it's for me doing case study videos like this, and I've done a good amount of these now. And
Mhm.
some of you guys watching it, you at some point were watching someone
I
else's
would.
case study, right?
Yeah.
And then it's interesting for me seeing people say, "Man, I watched their case study, and then now I'm in a case study." And there's a common theme that you hear folks say a lot, and that's that, Mike, you care. It comes off that you care. It's not just a money thing for you. It's not just like just trying to get somebody's business. I'll deal with anybody and everybody under the sun. Like you actually, you're different. And I am. I pride myself on that. I feel like that is, you know, my superpower slash weakness is that I care. If I didn't give a, I could make a lot more because, you get rid of your scruples and you can do quite a bit. But
Hmm.
I care about you guys and making sure that I put you in the best possible situation and that I don't, you know, tell you things that you guys want to hear. Like if you don't have the potential, I'll be real with you. But if you do,
Yeah.
you only have you're only going to live once. You're just going to waste your potential.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are some of the things that the ecom sales engine program, all right? What are some of the things that helped you do in your business?
Oh, wow. I mean, for one thing, grow and I would say the first thing I did was switch over to Shopify, right? And that was, you told me just go ahead and do it, get it done. And I heat and hawed and I cried but that was like the major shift to get to Shopify, right? And that I saw a major improvement just from that, right? And then it was all the other things that you told me about fixing your storefront, image, quality images, uh, email. First of all, email. Emails alone literally like changed the game for me. Instead of being afraid to email someone once every blue moon, right? Setting up your your welcome series, doing all the things that actually help your brand grow. You know, engaging with your audience in the way you want to engage with them. I feel so honestly I just felt a little bit emotional about it and I'm not trying to be like one of those people but literally I think about where I was a year ago to now and it was like drastically different. I look at my storefront, I feel way more confident in sending people there, not worrying about them having to find the checkout, being able to engage them with like abandoned carts and really reaching people in a way that I never was before and learning that even something as simple as like not every email has to be a sell email, right? And learning that like for me that was big because I'm a YouTuber. So I post videos every weekend so I could be sending them out informative information, right? And still finding people engaged, right?
Right.
I even forgot what we were talking about because I just get emotional about it because it's very there's just so much that you helped me grow and I made it to the 20K club. So I would say like that was like the thing, one of the biggest things.
right? And see,
Um,
even before you got this, you skipped because if
I
I
skipped
recall, within
it.
like God, it must have been like a
1 month
month or two when you were added to the 10K club just by moving. Like you got that first one right away. I start,
within a
have the
month.
post where you put it in. You're like, yeah, I just did like 12 or something, like
Yeah,
some crazy number. You were in the club right away,
I
and
was.
the
Yeah,
month wasn't even done yet. And that's when I was like, see, you got potential because it's not it's not magic, you guys. It's math, right? And there's so much just nonsense and noise online from people that want to make things seem magical so they can sell you their magic pill, right?
right.
But this is just math. And if you can understand the math and you can understand like what really goes into this, then it becomes easier to look at your business the right way and to take the actions that you need to. Like commerce ain't new. Like people have been selling their products to other people for thousands of years, right? Black, white, yellow, doesn't matter. We've been selling stuff to each other for thousands of years. The only thing that has changed is the medium, right? Now you're selling more stuff on the computer and on the phone,
Mhm.
right? The game is different. There's so much more that we're doing with these type of devices now, and understanding how to take advantage of them and build that brand, build that relationship. That's what allows it to just be like okay, math. What's happening here? What's happening there? Doot, doot, doot. And we can make a cook from there. And it doesn't have to be that much more complicated than that. Right? So obviously, like you were able to get into the program, you were able to hit 10K pretty quick, which is super exciting. Then you just recently hit the 20K club, right? I mean, $20,000 a month. That's that's doctor money, right?
Mhm.
And obviously, you don't keep all of that in e-commerce. It's still retail, but what job can you get where you can legitimately double your salary in a month and have a very clear path to do it, where you can literally just look at a couple things and say, here's how I could double my salary. Like, what job can you do that in?
I don't know any
Right?
e-commerce. That's it.
Doesn't exist, man.
It just doesn't.
Right? And you like me and like a lot of folks that are going to be watching this video, we all have that same tick, that same bug in us, that entrepreneurial spirit where, the day jobs, yeah, it's a means to an end. You'll do it, but your heart isn't really there,
Yeah.
right? And if you don't do something about that, it doesn't go away. It just hurts. So I decided to do something about it. You decided to do something about it. Hopefully, you're deciding to do something about it, right? And to help you guys do something about it, Michelle, what would you say is like your favorite part of the ecom sales in your program? Like, what really stood out to you the most is like, man, that was
I would say honestly, I like when we can ask her questions and meet with you weekly. Like that was so helpful because sometimes you get in your own head and you're like you're following the program, right? You're doing all the things you're supposed to be doing. But having that like check in multiple times where you can ask your questions, where you can, hey, this, that, and having that also that group, the Facebook group, and you can pitch ideas. I remember literally this doesn't work on da da da. What's this? And people are like, here's the link. The just like that community. Also you being there, like I said, like because you care, you're always there and available, or somebody's there answering a question. That to me was like the most helpful and the easiest way. Because sometimes you're reading something and it's still not doing that. But also sometimes, even if I didn't have a question, watching other people ask similar questions, watching you audit them and tell them the things that like they can do better, I could easily then go to my store. I didn't have to submit that week because I could literally go to my store. I'm like, they have the same exact issue I'm having, and you told them what to do, and I can now just go fix it, right? You said something in the background was too this, or it wasn't enough, whatever. And I'm looking at my store and I'm like, well, I have the same thing they have, right? And so like sometimes having that like level of community, even if you're not necessarily submitting your store every week for audit, um, is powerful and it's helpful. And it again, if you're on those lessons and then you go to the audits and you're just like, oh, this is what you're talking about. Oh, okay. And then seeing other stores do that and then seeing other people succeed. Um, that's where it's at. That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's because there's a lot of ebooks and self-help stuff out there, $97, $297,
Yeah.
$397, like self-help courses. But like when you the hang up with a lot of things like that is it's A, B, C, D, right?
Hmm.
But then what happens if when you get to say B, things don't work out exactly like how it was designed or written or explained? Then what?
Right.
Right? Then you're going all over the place and you're stuck. You're back at square one, or then maybe you quit or walk away, or because e-commerce is not a straight line, right? It's not a straight line. And knowing how to zig and zag and knowing, okay, what does a plan B if plan A, what is the plan B? And having like I know when I first left my agency, God, back in like 2017, and I paid $10,000 for a coach, and God, it doesn't cost $10,000 to work with me, right? But I paid that, and I remember how big of a difference it made for me to have that sort of support and that feedback, and the way that my mentor cared about me. That I try to pay that forward. That was my original model, and that's a big part of why I deal with you guys the way that I do,
Hmm.
right? And maybe that's not for everybody. Maybe some folks like the cold machine style. I'm not a cold machine style, right?
I don't like that. I need, I'm telling you, it really made a world of difference. It really did. It really does. I can't say did because it still does.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's so much stuff that goes in. It's not just about having a store that converts, which is a big thing, but it's also how you follow up. And again, you weren't really following and just understanding how to actually extract more from your list without necessarily feeling salesy. Still like, look, you just did $20,000. How does it feel to be making money like that while still being able to give value and not feel icky and salesy?
That's the best. That is literally the best feeling you ever can have because again, that's how I started and that's how I always want people to feel like I actually care about them because I genuinely do care about them. And making money is also great because we need money to live. And
Yeah,
we enjoy, listen, and it's nice to have the things like imagine being passionate about something and making money off the thing that you're passionate about and you don't feel like you're getting over on people, right? Like that's to me, that's life. That's living. That's the meal ticket. That's the feeling good about yourself at the end of the day, right? That's where it's at.
yeah, man. You don't have to be the purely numbers drop shipper type. Let me sell you whatever's hot. I don't care about fulfillment. I don't care if you like it. I'm out of here. Right? I don't, that's not how you're going to build a brand. That's not how I believe in doing business. Clearly, that's not how you do business. And as you can see, you don't have to do business like that to
Mhm.
make amazing money. You can make amazing money and feel good at the same time. And like Michelle, like that's freedom, right? That's when you feel like you are that's when you're working, but it doesn't feel like work.
Right.
It doesn't feel like work, right? So, Michelle, what would you say to somebody that is maybe on the fence about working with me or joining the Ecom Sales Engine program?
I would say definitely do it, but be serious about it. Be serious about committing to your business, committing to growing. Um, I feel like it was the best decision I could have made. I know I would not be where I'm at today without this program. So if you're on the fence, I would say do it. You'll be surprised. Do the work though. I'll tell you, it's not like with anything, with everything in life, you have to do the work. But it's worth doing the work because you're going to achieve the goals that you have. A lot of times we talk about, oh, I'm going to wait for the new year to write your goals. Literally, this is like giving you all of the blueprint. You literally just have to plug and play. And so if you're ready to play, you're ready to do the work, then do the program. Do the program.
There you go. And there you have it, right? Don't take my word for it,
He's
right?
not paying me to say this.
Right?
No, but seriously, seriously.
Yeah, man. Like you guys, right? You see this stuff and you're like, oh, he has a set. Like this stuff isn't here for me.
Yeah.
This stuff is here for you. Like that's your recipe right there. That's for you. And if
Right.
you take that to heart and you understand that, then that is true. And there's nothing that's going to get in your way because if plan A doesn't work, you go roll in plan B. The show doesn't stop. And as long as the show don't stop, you don't have to sit there and think about what could have been. You get to think about how can I do it? How great is it? And then how can I get to the next level? All right.
Mhm.
So, Michelle, is there anything actually, you know, where can folks see some of your content, right? Where are you at on YouTube?
My YouTube page is Now I Am Nappy. My business page is nowiamnappy.com. Everything is under Now I Am Nappy. Instagram, YouTube, all of the same name. Everything Now I Am Nappy. If you want to even learn about hair care, if you're suffering from hair loss, you're looking to grow your hair, moisturize, style, you just want some education, you can definitely come join us on YouTube. I post often on Instagram. And I do have a Facebook group. So anytime we do challenges, you can also join us on Facebook and talk about your hair issues. And you want to buy some products, we're also there too.
They're also there too. Yeah, yeah, a little bit though.
You know.
But only if it works for you and only if it'll actually help you because we care about people, right?
Right.
We care about you, right? So, Michelle, thanks for hopping on and doing this with us and, sharing your experience with some of the folks that are watching, right? If you're watching, thank you for giving us the time to kind of drop a little bit of knowledge and light and share our experiences with you. And, I'm going to tell you guys the same thing I tell everybody, right? Like there's a gold rush going on right now in e-commerce.
Yes.
That's not hype. That's not me making something up. Like Macy's is closing down, right? Sally's is gone. Toys R Us is gone. How many brands did we grow up with that are no longer here because the world changed and they didn't? Because the massive overhead of having all these stores, they were crumbling because you are able to be much smaller and more agile online. There's a gold rush because now is a chance for folks that are smaller to actually be able to get in and not only compete with the big dogs, but blow the big dogs away. Why is Bed Bath and Beyond closing all their doors? Because you guys are making all these hair and skin products and stuff for your kitchen and stuff for your bedroom, and they're like, man, I can't keep up. So ride the wave, you guys. Ride the wave. I got a shovel for you if you want it, right? Tell you where to dig. But whether it's my shovel or somebody else's shovel, go get that gold before you miss your window, right? I believe in you. I know Michelle believes in you, right? She's even more emotional than I am, right?
Go
And
get
we're
your 20K, y'all. Go get your 20K
right,
award. All right.
literally, she wants to
Stop
flex with the
playing.
trophy. Tell you guys the 20K club, baby,
20K.
right? That's what it's all about, right? And I'll see you guys mastermind on YouTube or wherever you're watching this content right now. All right. See you soon.